AI Now 2017 report. Artificial intelligence AI technologies are in a phase of rapid development and are being adopted widely. While the concept of artificial intelligence has existed for over 60 years, real-world applications have only accelerated in the last decade due to three concurrent developments: better algorithms, increases in network computing power, and the tech industry's ability to capture and store massive amounts of data. AI systems are already integrated in everyday technologies, like smartphones and personal assistants, making predictions and determinations that help personalize experiences and advertise products. Beyond the familiar, these systems are also being introduced in critical areas like law, finance, policing, and the workplace, where they are increasingly used to predict everything, from our taste in music to our likelihood of committing a crime and to our fitness for a job or an educational opportunity. AI companies promise that the technologies they create can automate the toil of repetitive work, identify subtle behavioral patterns, and much more. However, the analysis and understanding of artificial intelligence should not be limited to its technical capabilities. The design and implementation of this next generation of computational tools presents deep normative and ethical challenges for our existing social, economic, and political relationships and institutions, and these changes are already underway. Simply put, AI does not exist in a vacuum. We must also ask how broader phenomena like widening inequality, an intensification of concentrated geopolitical power, and populist political movements will shape and be shaped by the development and application of AI technologies. Building on the inaugural 2016 report, the AI Now 2017 report addresses the most recent scholarly literature in order to raise critical social questions that will shape our present and near future. A year is a long time in AI research, and this report focuses on new developments in four areas: labor and automation, bias and inclusion, rights and liberties, and ethics and governance. We identify emerging challenges in each of these areas and make recommendations to ensure that the benefits of AI will be shared broadly and that risks can be identified and mitigated. Labor and automation. Popular media narratives have emphasized the prospect of mass job loss due to automation and the wide-scale adoption of robots. Such serious scenarios deserve sustained empirical attention, but some of the best recent work on AI and labor has focused instead on specific sectors and tasks. While few jobs will be completely automated in the near term, researchers estimate that about a third of workplace tasks can be automated for the majority of workers. New policies such as the Universal Basic Income (UBI) are being designed to address concerns about job loss, but these need much more study. An underexplored area that needs urgent attention is how AI and related algorithmic systems are already changing the balance of workplace power. Machine learning techniques are quickly being integrated into management and hiring decisions, including in the so-called gig economy, where technical systems match workers with jobs, but also across more traditional white-collar industries. New systems make promises of flexibility and efficiency, but they also intensify the surveillance of workers, who often do not know when and how they are being tracked and evaluated, or why they are hired or fired. Furthermore, AI-assisted forms of management may replace more democratic forms of bargaining between workers and employers, increasing owner power under the guise of technical neutrality. Bias and inclusion. One of the most active areas of critical AI research in the past year has been the study of bias, both in its more formal statistical sense and in the wider legal and normative senses. At their best, AI systems can be used to augment human judgment and reduce both our conscious and unconscious biases. However, training data, algorithms, and other design choices that shape AI systems may reflect and amplify existing cultural assumptions and inequalities. For example, natural language processing techniques trained on a corpus of Internet writing from the 1990s may reflect stereotypical and dated word associations. The word female might be associated with receptionist. If these models are used to make educational or hiring decisions, they may reinforce existing inequalities, regardless of the intentions or even knowledge of systems designers. Those researching, designing, and developing AI systems tend to be male, highly educated, and very well paid. Yet their systems are working to predict and understand the behaviors and preferences of diverse populations with very different life experiences. More diversity within the fields building these systems will help ensure that they reflect a broader variety of viewpoints. Rights and liberties. The application of AI systems in public and civil institutions is challenging existing political arrangements, especially in a global political context shaped by events such as the election of Donald Trump in the United States. A number of governmental agencies are already partnering with private corporations to deploy AI systems in ways that challenge civil rights and liberties. For example, police body camera footage is being used to train machine vision algorithms for law enforcement, raising privacy and accountability concerns. AI technologies are also being deployed in the very legal institutions designed to safeguard our rights and liberties, with proprietary risk assessment algorithms already being used to help judges make sentencing and bail decisions, potentially amplifying and naturalizing long-standing biases and rendering them more opaque to oversight and scrutiny. Privacy rights represent a particularly sensitive challenge for current AI applications, especially in domains like healthcare, where AI is being used to help make diagnoses. For AI to deliver on its promises, it requires large amounts of data, which likely means an increase in data collection, both its scale and granularity. Without contextual knowledge, informed consent, and due process mechanisms, these systems can create risks that threaten and expose already vulnerable populations. Ethics and governance. The areas of ethics and governance attempt to address many of the challenges and opportunities identified above. We track the growing interest in ethical codes of conduct and principles, while noting that these need to be tied more closely to everyday AI design and development. The military use of artificial intelligence takes on a special urgency in the case of lethal autonomous weapon systems. There are multiple signs of progress in the development of professional and legal ethical codes to govern the design and application of AI technologies. However, in the face of rapid, distributed, and often proprietary AI development and implementation, such forms of self-governance face real challenges. Among these are problems of coordination among different ethical codes, as well as questions around enforcement mechanisms that would go beyond voluntary cooperation by individuals working in research and industry. New ethical frameworks for AI need to move beyond individual responsibility to hold powerful industrial, governmental, and military interests accountable as they design and employ AI.